Hi, welcome to Tony Technology. I want to show you a program or source code that Facebook Research put out. It's called Animated Drawings, and it allows you to take a drawing of a character and animate it using motion files. So one of the big things that this does is it assigns motion to characters by assigning joints to the characters on the pictures, and then you can take your video and assign it to those characters using the motion files that you generate from the video. And so, in short, you can end up generating something like this. So this is one of my kids' drawings, and I thought it would be cool to animate myself moving to my kids' drawing of me. Didn't go 100% as planned, but I think it came out kind of cool nonetheless. It's got its own quirky style, like quite a bit of my projects do. Um, so a couple things to note about this. This is a Python app for the most part, and it runs on, they say, tested with macOS Ventura and Ubuntu 18.04. I'm actually running it on Windows, and that's quite cool. It uses a program called Anaconda, which allows you to create environments on your PC so that you kind of replicate what the developer was working with. If they were working with a specific version of Python and they had specific versions of libraries, you can actually draw those down and pull that down. And it doesn't affect the rest of your computer, which is really cool. So you install uh, everything that you need inside this environment, and when you're done with it, you could actually delete it all, and anything that you had on your system running on your system would continue to run the same way. So that's really cool. So the first starting steps is you activate a new environment for this. You go into the directory where you downloaded the repository, and then with 2 lines of code, you can actually generate this test image. Just start up Python, put these lines in, and you run the example. And then you'll get this animation out, which is really cool. It's pretty straightforward. You can also do different things, so exporting MP4s instead of GIFs. Um, and you can get a transparent GIF as well, which is really cool for video editing, because then you can actually just add that on to another video. So in my case, here's a recorded video of me with the GIF that I showed you that I generated. It's me moving around, and happy days. It's all going on in here. So the foot is not really well anchored, which I think is a big problem, but the arm movements are actually really good. So once it starts tracking me properly, there's my arm swinging the other way. I'd actually be really happy with this if I just got that foot anchored. I think it's all my fault. The animation that I did, you can see that I start with my feet out of frame, slowly move back, and then it's just a bit confused from that point onwards. So this repository goes through a lot of things you need to do. So I actually ran this all on my PC, which was super cool. And I managed to animate my image. If you just want to see how it works, you can actually upload your image to the sketch.metademolabs.com/canvas, and it'll take your sketch, and it'll, like, you can do a whole bunch of predefined animations to yourself. So I think that's really cool. Looks like some of these are cached, or the service has got a lot faster. Um, I really like this walking one where I go out. So if you want to do your own animation, then you need to do a couple of things. The one is you need to get like your own picture, so scan an image, put it into the PC. Next thing you need to do is create your own BVH files. And there's a service that I found out because of this, which I'm super grateful for because it's really cool. It's called Rococo Video. And with that, you can actually take a video of yourself and export the BVH file from there, and then you can run through this process with your files. I'll show you quickly how that looks. So this is the Rococo website, and if I just go back, you can see that I've got a testing folder here. I've got my video uploaded, and all I have to do after that is turn it into an animation. And once I've got the animation, I open up the Rococo Studio app. I can go into my scene. So it's Tony dance scene. I've got the video character on here. I've assigned my dance to the character. And now if I play this in here, we can see all the motions that I did and the movement. And now we've got a good idea of what this captured. So all of this motion data is generated just from the video clip I sent. Once I've done this, I can actually export this in BVH Mixamo format. Export it to my drive. And once I've done that, I've got my PNG, and I just have to do some setup. So I took the Mixamo FFF YAML example, and I found that there was just one issue with my motion data. For some reason, they have left in-hand index in their definitions. So it used to look like this, and I found out that my hand indexes were left hand index 1 and right hand index 1, which is the limb that sits underneath the right hand. So I'm not 100% sure, maybe that's wrist rotation or something. But I just had to change that, otherwise it wouldn't load. And I had one other issue where it kept telling me that my file had one extra frame. So what I did was I actually just deleted the code that was checking that and set the last frame to the length that it found, which sorted out that issue. So it's 2 minor code changes for me to get that working. And one of the other interesting things is I found that the BVH files actually have a lot of text format in them. Let's just find the folder, animated drawings, examples, Tony, and you'll see here, if I open up this file, actually find, let's open it with Notepad, that will do. So this file is actually all text-based, and you can see it's got a hierarchy that it sets up, that joins everything together, and then after that, then it's just motion data. So it's got a number of frames and the frame time for each of those frames. So this was 100 frames a second that I did it at. Bit weird, but it's fine. And so that's the sum of the rotation data that I got once I did that export. And with that done, I can actually just run the code locally. And so if I do that, I just run the image to animation Tony, which defined a couple things differently to their example. So I set up a YAML file that defines my dance BVH, and I used the Mixamo, which I saw they used in their example, and just with the one edit to change the bone names to match what my export ended up as. And close that out. So actually, like after the fact, I realized I could have gone in and edited the frame number inside the BVH file since it's text. And I also found a app, BVH Hacker, that allows you to view these files. It kind of gave me the ability to know where the names went out. So over here, I can see the spine 1, left shoulder. You can see it keeps running till it gets to the left hand, and then it's got left hand index 1, middle 1, pinky 1, ring 1, thumb 1. So it should be hand tracking as well. I don't think it actually does hand tracking at this with just off the video, but if you had to actually buy all their kit, I believe it can. And it can also do face tracking, which I'd love to play with in future. Unfortunately, they've only got an iOS app for that at the moment, but hopefully one day they'll have an Android app for that too. Cool. So with that done, I think the last thing to do is just re-show my awesome video. And this is what I ended up with once more. Just a video of me moving. So I really want to do this again. Maybe I'll do some more videos to animate by. It would be really cool to take a couple of my pictures, kids' pictures, and put them into some form of video with the family moving around and doing something and all talking to each other. So I hope you liked that super quick look at this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching.